Welcome everyone to a tutorial video for DKC3 any percent. Please note this is the GBA version that you will see right here, so this tutorial is no good if you want to learn the SNES version. This tutorial is good though if you're learning the any percent route for the GBA version of this game. In this video I want to cover most of the basic and some of the more harder strats. I will pretty much show you everything you need to know and explain every strat that I'm going for as good as I can. Please keep in mind that there are some things that I or we in the community don't really understand right now. They just work. It's good that they work. I will try to cover them as good as I can. I'll be using save states for some of the parts that I just want to play a little bit more like slower to show you what I'm actually doing and have the time to explain it, and do it a couple of times just to show you how it would look like. Please keep in mind that by the time you watch this video, this might already be kind of outdated. I'm recording this run or this tutorial at the end of January 2017, so it might be possible that by the time that you watch this, we have already found other strats and tricks and glitches and all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure if you're just looking for explanations for tricks and stuff like that, this tutorial is definitely something to start with. So if you're looking for an actual run for like updated strats and all that, just take a look on speedrun.com/DKC3GBA, or just search the game in the search box, and you will find the leaderboards, so you can watch runs and see what runners do. I'm pretty sure you will find runs that you like, and you will find runs that have kind of explanations too. So, and of course the updated strats if they're RTA feasible. So feel free to take a look there. But for now, let's start with the tutorial. I'll be making a save state as soon as we start the game, because we have a small thing right at the beginning. Let's go. This will be time though. The moment that you hit the end button on is the moment that you want to start. So right here you can see me swimming to this shoreline here. There's a very interesting and very easy technique to do that, because of course you want to reach the shoreline as fast as possible. And you can clip onto it like as soon as you hit this way, like the green ends, and you can immediately go onto the shoreline here. You don't need to swim to the middle. You can see that right here. You don't need to do that. It's enough if you just hit the edge right here and you clip into it. But we hit time right here as soon as we hit end. And now I just press B. You can look at my input timer. Just swim slightly down, and then you just hug the wall and press right and B. And the game will push you onto on the shoreline until the spot that you need to be on. On the SNES version, we do not need to, we talk to Wrinkly here or we do not talk to Wrinkly. We skip the save, but this is an automatic entry in this stage or this cave. In this version, we can save if we press start. So if you feel like saving your game because you fear to game over, just save your game. It just takes a couple of seconds, and it's not that big of a deal. Especially if you start running this game. This game can be pretty hard. So just take a safety save from here. Also, if you game over, it's not that big of a deal because the game saves automatically and you proceed where you game over. So it's pretty forgiving. But we move on to Funkies. And now we just mash the A button. Mashing in this game is pretty simple. If you mash A, or if there's a text box and you press A, the text box fills completely, and if you press A again, the text box disappears. If you press B though, the text in the text box appears faster, but once again, if you press A, the text box fills instantly. So you can mesh A and B together. I go for mashing A only because I think it's faster. First thing you do is just go into this shoreline, enter the first world, and enter the first stage. So, some basic movement stuff in this game. I think it's pretty convenient that I tell you this right here. If we press B, the Kongs are running. If I press B while walking, Dixie does this slash with her hair. It's a little bit slower. You just lose your momentum just slightly. You lose a couple of frames. So it's not faster to like do this like you would do on SNES. But pure running is faster. With Kitty though, you can roll infinitely. Just press B, mash B. And that is faster than running, but it's usually not worth switching to Kitty to do that because it's not that much faster. But later we can talk more about that. Right now, as we enter this stage, there's a very specific thing right here. You could do several techniques to get to the goal. You could, I mean, you want to jump over enemies because rolling through them as Dixie is slower. You want to team up here, throw into that barrel. You can also do this. That thing will shoot you. To this point, you would just go back, flutter, and hit right that. It's exactly as fast to do it that way. It's both about 10 seconds. If you want to go for the optimal strats, though, you do something like this. This is kind of precise. Didn't work. This might take a couple of tries. This is... Nope. What I want to do here is I want to land immediately in front of the enemy right there. And that actually extends Dixie's roll and makes her roll faster through an enemy. I don't know exactly why that works. Thing is, it works, and it's good that it works. I wouldn't recommend going for that too often because it's kind of risky. You can easily take a hit if you just land in front of an enemy. You're kind of risky to jump into the enemy or do not roll fast enough and take a hit. So this is one of the only spots that I really go for that. It doesn't save that much time, but if you want to learn that, feel free to do so. Right at this goalpost right here, as we're playing any percent, we take the warps in the first two worlds. As you can see right here, this would be what we do after taking the goal. After taking the warp, we hit the goal, but watching this goal animation, as you see, is really slow. It takes a long time for it to fade out. So what we do, and this is the reason why we play the NTSC version, we jump onto the goalpost and press start select immediately, like this. So, once you touch the goalpost, the game considers the stage as beaten, and a beaten stage you can start select out of, as you can see right here. So, I beat this stage right now, I re-enter the stage, I can start select out of it again. So, this is what we make use of. As soon as we touch the goalpost, like on the frame, the Kongs touch this thing, you can start select out of it, skipping the entire animation like this. And this does only work on the NTSC version. And also another thing that we will see later is also only working properly in this version, making the NTSC version being the version to run on, because it saves the most time. So, second stage. Just wait for these things here to like go down, go up far enough. That was basically not very good. You saw me rolling through a rat. You can do that. The thing is though, if you wait for too long, it's slower if you roll through an enemy. If you jump out of it immediately though, you saw I'm just not losing any momentum, right? So that does work. So we hit the warp again, and right here, this is something to just get used to the timing. You just want to drop down there, and as soon as Dixie drops left, flutter for a second, and you will hit the goal. Just practice that. It's not too big of a deal if you miss the goal though. Just jump on it again. So we swim up to here and go for the next stage. This would be one of the stages that Kitty might be a bit slower for, because he would have to swim through the water there. Even though Kitty makes this team throw right here to the warp a little bit easier, I wouldn't switch. I timed it, and I actually came onto the exact same timing, or just frames difference in Kitty and Dixie World 1. So I would recommend playing this with Dixie. It's definitely easier, and it saves a lot of swapping, which looks kinda unclean to me. So just a minor thing you can do or see me doing at some stages. I should do it every time, but mostly while talking I forget about it. If you start a stage, Dixie will, because you press B of course, Dixie will start doing a spin. And to not have her like being slow during that, you just jump out of it immediately. So something like this. You flutter onto this, team up, and that was too early. So let's do this again, since we forgot to make a save state. One important thing though, while you're walking on the overworld, on these banana trails, do not press any direction that is not the direction you're running in. Because the Kongs might turn back and walk straight back to where you came from, which is slow of course. Sometimes that just happens, it's a bit weird, but just keep an eyeball out of that. This team throw can be a bit picky, but if you like jump to the very left there and throw at the very last possible moment, you'll make it. There you saw it. I just jump out of the starting buffered roll. Jump onto that house because it's actually faster to do it that way than to team up. You could also do that with a team roll, but it's slower. About a second. So team up here. Now we count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, jump, throw, done. There are 3 times 4 bananas. And now we move to Eric. Eric is the first boss that differs a lot from the SNES version because we want to play it as Dixie. So we jump through here, hit the first barrel, just take this thing up and throw it. It's very easy, you just don't have to jump. You just pick the bug up and throw it. Sometimes Belcha trolls you and you will hit the teeth. I don't know why exactly that happens, it's weird. But you saw it, it's really not that big of a deal. You pick up the coin, mash through Cranky's text, and you're done with World 1. So it's also very important to keep in mind how many text boxes Cranky has per world. Because if you mash too many times, it might actually be happening that you re-enter the world. Because buffering inputs in this game is very easy, which is both a blessing and a curse. But more later. So we move to Springing Spiders. We have a very precise, it's not too precise, but it looks pretty cool. So, can you see my mouse? No, you can't see the mouse. Give me a second, guys. I will switch my settings here. You can see my mouse on the emulator because I can show you stuff that way. You see the mouse? Yeah. So you see the spider right here jumping up and down, right? So you could go for a team throw here and hit it that way. But we want to do something else. We want to run here and jump onto that spider and right into the bonus. It's kinda precise where to jump off and when to jump again. So usually I just jump like see this bark here, in the middle of this bark and this spot on the ground. This is where I usually jump, so somewhere around here. It's not too precise. The jump on the spider is more precise, I would say. So just pretend we're starting the stage, yay. This time I missed it. Maybe the cycle was wrong, I don't know. Okay, this is not. Let's load the save state again. So this is basically it. And then you just do this again. This is definitely something you should practice, the start selecting out of stages, because it saves a lot of time if you do it very fast. I would say it saves about like 4 to 5 seconds, maybe 4 seconds per stage. I haven't timed it, but it's enough. It's enough. This stage is sometimes a bit frustrating to get to the warp, because I think the game wants you to team throw, but with a very high jump you can make it to the barrel. Just hold down A as long as possible and jump as late as possible. So a good time for this, you saw the timer on the ground, right? So a good time for that would be like 11 seconds. but even sub 11 is possible. So if you get to just 1101, 1103, 1105, something like that, you know you've done well. So Squeals on Wheels is pretty short. You take up this barrel and immediately throw it by releasing the B button, move up to this, and team throw. Now this stage. If you know the SNES version, you might know that these stages got swapped. This would be usually be the first stage in this world. You can just go up here. Make sure to, let me just explain this. These monkeys, they throw these nuts, and these nuts are, of course, damaging you. You see this barrel, so even if you turn right here, you take a hit. So make sure to always turn to the side the monkeys are not on, if you're climbing up high. You need to pick that up anyway. So just lean to the left, climb up, jump off of this, jump up here. This is not too hard actually. So make a short stop here and go up. You can skip it, but I won't cover this right now because it doesn't save as much time and you're likely to lose Dixie, which is not the best that can happen right here. After that we move up and to this stage. Right here we also have two ways to get to the warp. We could simply just do a team throw right here, but because we want to have Kitty for the next stage, we actually make use of a very convenient D-boost right here, flutter into that bird, jump into the warp, done. Which gives us Kitty in the lead and is also a little bit faster, because we want to fight Eric with Kitty. Roll through goal, you're done. So, this boss, Eric, this is the first thing that might cause you to reset or might cause you to do some practice, because this boss can troll you pretty much. As soon as we start, it's pretty important that you get used to when the fight actually starts, so listen to the music. So as soon as that happens, pick up that barrel, jump down. I will cover that again. What you saw right here was as soon as we pick up Dixie, which is also pretty convenient because it gives you a moment to like get into the fight, right? It doesn't start immediately. You pick up the barrel, the game is frozen because of the breaking barrel animation. And as soon as that is over, jump up onto the onto Eric's legs. And there is a very important part. Do not press the A button when you jump on Eric's legs. Because if you do that, Kitty will jump up very high onto Eric. But we can't have that happen because that takes too much time to make the first cycle easily. So I will show that how it's not supposed to look like. So do not do this. This worked, but if you do it wrong, it might not work. It's easier to just jump on it and release the A button, so the jump will just be very low like this. You see, you have way more time. Roll over here, team throw, let him go up, throw the barrel up there, go here, team throw at that, pick up the barrel, jump, turn left, throw, and that was too late. The thing is, for the third hit, if you drop too far to the left, you won't make it onto the small branch that you see there. If you hit the small branch, the last hit is easier to take. Let me try to do that again. Oh, that was bad. Anyway, it's not that's not too bad. So pick that up. There we go. So right here, and then you can just do this. In case something happens that you can't deal the third hit, the third hit or the fourth hit fast, just have a look at this. There's a very interesting manipulation strat for Eric. So this should be actually something you could do. This is not too hard. So let's pretend, oh, you struggled, oh my god, I'm too slow. So you see right there, Eric spits these green thingies right here, right? So when he spits that green last thingy you saw there, at the very beginning, you will see him, like just I explain it when I do it. It's easier that way. It's kind of hard to do it when he's not doing it at the moment. So like this. Third hit coming up right here. So let's pretend you weren't fast enough. Just jump on him. That was too late. Let's try this again. So just jump on him. He will spit that there, and you're good to go. Even if he spits the first one down, like this, you can still jump on him. That one will disappear. You can still go down. So it's actually not too punishing, but yeah, this is something you should practice because this boss can save a lot of time. Again, 2 text boxes and we're done. And then we move back to the boat and go back to Swanky's. There's a small time saver here. Usually you would have to drive into this, like into his hut. If you hit the very corner of this thing though, you can just press A and it counts as the hitbox. So you just mash through his text and he will make a boat, a new boat. Press A again. Do not mash A here, because if you do so, the conchs will stop on the first boat and you will enter the first boat again, which is not good because we need the second boat. So press to the right and move. Right here you want to press B while doing that. Sorry. Do that again. I should make save states more often. So, right here. Press B and up, and that gives you the right corner to swim right around that. That was not good anyway. So, the first world, the first stage in World 3 is actually pretty technical. So, we start with Kitty, meaning that we can roll infinitely. You have to get used to these patterns. You want to jump mostly over these first, and then here, go beneath the second one. Jump here. Both this. So here, it's very important. You saw that I hugged the wall here. I didn't jump early, even though that caused me to run into the wall. If you do that though, let me just show you that. What happens if you jump too early? Hit. See that? That can happen. So just take the millisecond of running into the wall. It will become in handy, believe me. Because we need both conchs, because we need to make use of a damage boost later. So hug the wall as soon as you touch it, move on, move through here, roll through that guy, and then deboost here. So pick up the next conch right here, wait a second until that one touches the ground, flutter, and drop down as soon as the third owl shoots. And then here, just climb very high. Jump, jump left, jump right, jump left, flutter. This looks very fast-paced. It's actually not too hard. So let me show that again from this point on. You want to roll down here. Do not be scared because you make the short stop there on the first platform to the left. Because do not stop, just press right and go down. It looks a bit tight because of that fireball, but it's actually not that big of a deal. The right bird here shoots first, so just stay left and then move to the free place. You always switch in shooting. Jump up here. Jump onto this. So, and this is the first like pattern stuff that you definitely need to keep in mind. The first pattern of 3 owls you can just run underneath. The second one you can't skip. You need to jump back and flutter over it. That's what I do. It's the third one. Saw that? Let me show that again. So, underneath, jump, jump, and that's it. So right here, you can just jump onto this and just the timing is off now because these guys are still scrolled in. You can just jump onto this rope. If you're in an actual run, you can just jump onto this and go. There will nothing hurting you. There will be nothing hurting you. You can just go onto the end of the rope, jump over that guy and flutter and drop. Until you pass the second fireball you flutter, and then you just drop down. Once again, these patterns are off now because these guys were still scrolled in. Jump over them, flutter, drop down, jump down here, and you completed the stage. The upcoming stage is kinda tedious to do. Thing is, it's an auto-scroller stage, and the mechanics and physics of this sled that we make use of, or that we write in here, are kind of weird. The longer you press the A button, the higher the sled will jump. So I would recommend just playing the stage a couple of times. It is actually possible to skip the sled in every single stage, but it's never faster because the sled actually can move very fast. You want to make use of these railings up there, because if you hang on to the railings, like these pipey things here, you actually move a little bit faster. You can see that maybe. So whenever possible, ride these things. Otherwise, this is just purely memorization on how the stage looks like. Do not drive into any bees. Jump over pipes. Do not jump into corners, also very important. Otherwise, this is not a stage I can give you many advices for. Just play it until you know how to do it. You saw that I did a very high jump there, low jump here. This is where I just do low jumps in general. So, upcoming thing is a barrel shot. Barrel shots in this game work in a very specific way. If you press a directional button and B while being shot out of a barrel, the distance that you would normally be covered with a barrel shot gets cancelled. So just make sure to press nothing. It's the best advice that I can give you for this game. If there is a barrel shooting you out, like in a very specific direction, the automatic barrels, just press nothing if it shoots you onto another platform. So I'm talking about the second barrel up there that you can't see right now. So, you see where we get shot to, right? If I press the B and the right button, it's way shorter. And I land immediately in front of the barrel. So, if I do that, I'll pick up the barrel and need to throw it, and that's very slow. So, just press nothing. Or B. I press B, so don't press a direction. Another auto-scroller. It has one technique that you can do. It's coming up at the very end. It doesn't save that much time, but it is definitely a time save, which is not that hard. The best advice that I can give you for this stage is do not die. So do not what I just did. Do not lose Kongs, do not die, because it's so slow to replay this stage. This is another stage where like learning enemy patterns, where enemies are, and all that is very important. Also, you can roll through all the reds if you like, because it's not very important on how your horizontal momentum is, because this stage is about going upwards, and like you can wait here forever if you like, as long as you make the climb, it's all good. Be careful not to get stuck underneath the branches, the lumber platforms, because that can happen very easily. You see the hitbox on those are kind of weird. You can kind of clip into them a little bit. So the collision detection is maybe a bit different than you would expect. Just play this stage a couple of times. You will have it down pretty quickly. There's nothing happening right here. The only time saver that we have is at the very end. You can play around here. Auto-scrollers make good for playing around. But be careful to not die, of course. Happened to the best of us. So run into this, press left, you saw that? Flutter, move into the middle, and you hit the goal. So this is a very fast way to hit the goal at the end of the stage, even though the camera is not yet onto the spot where it actually is visible, but it's already loaded. The thing is, you might notice, wait a second, there's a coin up there. Yeah, that's true. The enemy coin, which holds the DK coin, is up there, but if we go up there in the very first moments, we can just run straight to the right and he is not yet there. The goalpost isn't either, but as soon as we just wait for a second there, it spawns. So we run just straight to the right. Just watch my inputs and you will see what I exactly do. So I jump into this thing, press left, flutter over there, run, and hit it. Just practice that, it's not too difficult. It's just more timing based, like knowing where the Kongs are. But the screen scrolling gives you a rough idea on where they actually are. This stage is one of the like more precise ones, I would say. Drop down onto that barrel. Don't drop down too early or you will get hit. Short hop, long jump. Thing is, if you press A while jumping on an enemy, your jump will be higher. So if you jump on an enemy and don't press A, your jump will be just a low hop. And that's what I make use of. So here, we want to keep Dixie for this because Dixie is actually very convenient for this. Let me do this again. Roughly at the third banana is where you want to drop down. And short hop, long hop. Also Dixie climbs faster on horizontal ropes. You will see that again later. See that? That's what I said. It's kind of weird if I just press right and B at the very same time when being shot out of a barrel. It's not good. Because you can fall down there again. So, make a safe set again here. So you see there's a rope coming up. So optimally you would go something like this. Jump over these, short flutter, roll and immediately jump, so you will miss the barrel right there. Shoot out of that immediately, climb as far as possible, because rope movement is faster than normal movement. And that is something you should keep in mind. If you have the chance to move on a vertical rope, on a horizontal rope, you want to do that because it's faster than running. Also, running is faster than fluttering, and taking a hit is slower than playing the game optimally. So let me show that again. Don't jump too early, otherwise you will hit that barrel. Just mash A here, drop down. Flutter there. You don't want to deboost here. You want to have both Kongs when you exit the stage, optimally for the next one. Because we now encounter one of the more broken physics and mechanics of this game, which is called team jumping and team rolling. So if you played the SNES version of this game, you might be familiar with Dixie's ability to like get Kitty on her back, throw Kitty like against a wall, and jump on him to ride on his back, like if you would ride a tin can in DKC3. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. This mechanic in this game, in the GBA version, is severely broken. So you will see now why it is broken. As soon as the stage starts, you want to press R to team up, do a very, very light hop, turn to the left and throw Kitty onto the left, like this. That's enough to make Dixie climb onto his back, do a jump here, throw him against the wall, jump off immediately and get up here. So usually you would just move very slowly to this direction, jump up here, and jump up here, but that's very slow. But these team rolling mechanics disable the effect of the gas that makes us slow, right? Of the low G slow effect. So once again, turn left, throw him. Just make a very short hop. It's enough to have Dixie clip onto him. So, and this is something you should keep in mind. What I just did. This team throw in the air against the wall, jumping off of Kitty's back again. That's something we will see later. Just jump over that red B, jump up here. Take it easy here. Don't rush anything because this stage can be kind of hard. Wait until these guys are out of the screen, then you have a free jump. Do a very light hop there, otherwise you jump too high and get stuck at the corner. So right here, hold A. As soon as you're over the first red B, hold A. So you will jump over the second one. Do the flutter here. Jump over that one, wait for the green B to go down, and then roll off the edge. So, you saw me wiggling around there a little bit. That's because if I roll down the edge without pressing any directions, Dixie would instantly go left the moment the wall goes away. But I don't want that to happen, so I wiggle around to like reset her momentum, so to speak, so that I have more control over her. So that I can basically drop down in a straight line, more or less. So you can grab midway here. There's two ways to grab midway. You can just do a jump and then try to flutter into this thing. You can also grab Kitty and throw him upwards, which did not. Why didn't that work? Okay, you need to jump apparently. I usually don't grab midway. The thing is, I don't know exactly why that is, but the Kongs fly very, very high and very fast. So take the parrot. This parrot's name is called Quarks. Quarks can pick up barrels, which is something that is sometimes very helpful, sometimes it's more annoying. In this case, it's more annoying because, of course, you want to like press B to fly faster. If you press B and cutting this barrel, this stupid parrot will pick it up instantly, so he will like grab it automatically and you can't get away from it. So what I would tell you is just mash A to get up here and release B while you cross the barrel. Even though you lose a bit of speed, it's still faster. So just go here. You can go over these bees, but it's kind of dependent on how they move. The bees move in a like up and down movement, kinda a little bit, just by a couple of pixels. But these pixels are enough to hit you or to not hit you. So if you're very confident in your movement, you can clip over the bees. I would recommend to not do it because saving your hit is definitely something you want to do. You have two possible ways right now. You can take the safe way or you can take the risky way that you will most likely lose your run to. You can go to the left here. Do not take a hit there. You can go to the left here. Actually, let me try something. Okay, you can just take this flight here. You can pick up that barrel, but it's actually not that important. Take this flight. So you saw, these bees are your worst nightmare in every single run that you will do. It's possible to skip the B ring, of course, but I haven't found a consistent way to do it. I'm still working on it. It's tedious though. So this worked. If that works, it's good. If that works, like without taking a hit, you can also go up here, take a hit here, and cut this a little bit faster, right? So, but then the cycle is off. And you need to be very careful. So if you take a hit there, you're dead. So, because there is no DK barrel. Also, your Kitty then, which means you need to be very careful right here. But you can, you don't have to jump like this, right? It's not necessary because, as I showed you earlier, you can just do something like this, which should be even enough to jump over both of those bees. Let's see. No. Okay. So just do it this way, which is still a bit faster, and then do this. So optimally, you do not want to take a hit. If you do, it's okay. And for this we need to switch now. This is Chaos. Chaos is a very technical boss, and this introduces the mechanic of team jumping. You can fight Chaos like normal. I will show you how to fight Chaos like normal, and after that I will show you how to fight Chaos optimally, which is something that you should learn, but it is difficult. So keep that in mind. If you struggle with that, it is difficult, and I would say it's 90% consistent if you know how to do it, but that does not mean that bad things can't happen. Bad things will happen, and bad things will definitely happen to you in this game. So as soon as this fight starts, switch to Kitty and switch to Dixie. It's easier. So this is like how to fight Chaos casually. Wait for the cycles, but you already notice this is very slow. This is very slow. So he uses his blades, you can just jump on him. So this is how this fight basically goes on over the entire time. You just want to learn like his timing, so when he goes down to like attack the ground. Also, if you're curious why I don't do the team throwing mechanic that I do in DKC3 for the SNES, I will show you what happens when you do it. Because in DKC3 you can do stuff like this. You can also do that in this version, but if you jump on an enemy like Chaos, you will be bounced off and you can't team throw. So you saw how Chaos works basically casually. What we do is way faster. We switch to Dixie instantly. Team throw there, jump, hit his head, team down, team up, hit, let him come, team throw, hit. Nope, that's not good. I thought he would come to my side. Anyway, doesn't matter. I will show you that again. So you throw Kitty onto the wall. As soon as Dixie clips on him, you can jump on his back again, off of his back again, and jump on Chaos. You need a good timing for that though, so stop. This is where his pattern changes, and this is where we want to make use of Kitty's mechanic. So you could, I'm pretty sure you can squeeze in more hit with Dixie, one more hit with Dixie. Let's see. Yes. But right now we would want to switch. Okay, that did not work. So we can squeeze in one more hit with Dixie. You already saw he's moving up. We want to keep him down as long as possible. It's already too late. Let's see if I can make it this way. Yeah. So this does only work in the last phase when his helmet is off. Only his head is visible. What I do there is I'm throwing onto the ledge of his shoulder. And this can be kinda precise, but there is actually a very easy mechanic to clip there. So you see this line here, right? Like where the green body ends and this like attention green, attention yellow black thing is. If you throw Dixie onto that thing while pressing left and up and having the correct jump height with Kitty, Dixie will be pushed on Chaos' side, like to the like upwards, and she will land as soon as she hits solid ground, which is somewhere around here. So this is how it would look like. And then you can just jump. You need to jump instantly, otherwise you will drop down. This was not high enough with Kitty, you saw that. You need to have a very specific jump height, otherwise you won't be able to make it. You already see this boss is very technical, but it saves a lot of time to do it this way. Just dodge these laser beams. Even if you just have one additional hit with one Kong, it doesn't really matter with which one. You're just saving time. So, and that's Chaos dead. And of course, the faster you can do that, the more time you save. The more hits you can chain, the faster you can do it. I don't know if actually like chaining all the hits together is possible. I haven't tried that out. My best was 6 and then 2. No, wait. 5 and then 2. Yeah, 5 and then 2. Because Chaos has 3 hits and then 4. So after that world, we move on to the next one, which is Cotton Top Cove. Stupid boat. Boat movement is the hardest thing in this game, mark my words. Move into the water. While swimming, press B because the Kongs will swim faster then. So, you already notice horizontal movement underwater is very, very slow. But, therefore, upwards movement is dependent on how fast you can mash. Of course, there is a limit, but the faster you mash, the faster you swim upwards. Just move, cut the corners very closely. Take a second here, wait for that fish to be away. This is mostly about like learning the patterns. If you just swim down, you can get stuck there. This is very easy to happen because the corner is actually bigger than it looks like. Swim to the left here, then hug the right. This stage, I would just recommend playing it in, like often enough to know where the green fish will spawn and where you can like pass safely. You can clip through here as well. Make sure that if you do that clip, you have no midway in this stage because the midway is down below. So if you want to play it a little bit more safe, just take the lower swim and you will get the midway. Just swim in the middle here. You just saw, if you watch the inputs, you can, you saw me pressing up there and waiting, because if you press down, the Kongs will swim down faster. If you press up, they will sink down very slowly. Like, this is nothing, this is with down, and this is with up. You have 3 different, velocities, so to speak, of sinking down, also of normal swimming. So if I press A, the Kongs will take a swim, which makes them swim up. If I press down while doing that, you see the Kongs will just almost stick in place. It's very easy to control the Kongs in this game underwater. If you press up though, it's way more distance that you cover with it. So take a very low swim here. So swimming physics is something you should practice because it's very important. And it can save a lot of time if your swimming movement is good, because it will make you to cross stages optimally. So make a safe state here, because I want to replay this all the time. So you can just hug this wall right here, we're safe then. Just let one fish pass, swim up. Here, go to this side. We could go into the bonus and take on guard, but it's not that necessary. Hug the right wall here, then you're good to go. Swim down, you can clip underneath that fish. Stay in the middle and then a little bit more to the right. For the first line, in the middle, for the second one, a little bit more to the right. So, left here, swim to the right. I will say something right after this stage that's very important for this game, and I think for pretty much every game. If you try to speedrun, jump and run, basically, I would say. So, stay in the middle, and then to the right, and then you're good to go. So, right here, there's a small trick coming up, called, like, I would say, how to call it? Like Rocket Kong? Yeah, Rocket Kong is good. Let's call it Rocket Kong. Even though, no, Rocket Kong is something else. Rocket Kong is coming up later. Let's call it Kong Launch. Kong Launch is a good name. If you press the A button when entering a stage where there's water in it, you just get launched up to the ceiling. I will show you that when I'm crossing this. I will buffer an A input in a loading screen. Saw that? The Kongs will jump, even though normally I would start in the water. And I can't jump out of water. See that? The Kongs, even if I press A, the Kongs don't jump out of it. They swim up, but I jumped. And that is, I actually don't know why that is, but if you do it, it's faster because you cover more like horizontal distance because swimming is still slow. So just jump out of it with a Kong launch. It's just a minor time save, but it's actually a free time save. So buffer the input and do it this way. Start check out of it, done. So that's what I wanted to say. The best advice that I can give you for this game in general is to just play the game. Just play the game, get used to the stages. Learn how the stages looks like, learn enemy patterns and all that stuff, because that's the biggest time save on the easiest basis that you can get. If you know what a stage looks like, if you know what's coming up next, you don't need to react to it when it's there. You can react to it even before that, because you know, okay, it's coming up, enemy XYZ. And I need to counter it in a way of ABC, you know? If you know what is coming up, you can go way faster than if you know a certain trick. So for this game, for DKC2 GBA, for 1 GBA, for like all the jump and run games, for pretty much every game I would say, practice and learn how stages look like. Because that increases your accuracy in movement by a lot. So for this stage, I don't need to actually switch. I don't know why I did that. So we play the stage like normal. It doesn't really matter if you're Dixie or Kitty right here. We just take these barrels and climb up. Just press to the right there, you can make that. Even if it looks like you can't, you can. Right here. Do not run into that guy that happened before. So there's... This barrel is an asshole. It's an instant barrel. If you jump into it, you have... I don't know if it's 1 frame, 2 frames. You just have, let's say, not many frames to instantly fire out of it. Like this. If you make it too late, that happens, and that's slow. So if you're confident, do it this way. Otherwise, just let it turn 1 round and shoot out of it when it points upwards again. Otherwise, if you're Kitty, you can do this. Just team throw into that barrel, which is easier and consistent. Also, one thing, do not switch when you are on these slopes leading from behind to in front of a waterfall. Sometimes you didn't just fall through the ground. It's nothing that should happen in a run. We still move upwards right here. On the SNES version, you deboost a lot here because the B patterns are in your way. In this version, you can just go for it. No Bs will be in your way, except of coming up soon, but that's actually more convenient. So move to the left, to the right here. So right here, we could go the normal way, but we just jump onto this ledge right here, team up, team throw in that barrel, jump over that B, done. The team throw also works with Dixie, of course. So if I enter this barrel, it will bring me upwards and shoot me, of course, also upwards. That will cause me to take a hit. Like I have 3 different options. I can have me shoot upwards, left, or right. If you shoot left, you hit a B. If you shoot upwards, you hit a B. If you shoot right, you're landing on safe ground and you can jump over the B into the next barrel. So, if you have Kitty in the lead, deboost. Definitely. It doesn't matter if you press up or nothing or left. The B you hit doesn't really matter, but definitely deboost. I would recommend just firing to the left once you leave this barrel because it's like the way that you want to go, just like this. hit that, and into the next barrel. Done. So this, if you press right though, nothing happens, and you can jump into this. So if you're Dixie, I would recommend doing that. If you're Dixie, take the fast way, or this way, because you do not want to take a hit with Dixie. We need Dixie for the next stage. So if you're Kitty, just get rid of him this way. Bye-bye. And proceed. Done. So the next stage is something that you definitely want to have Dixie for, because this is a lot of horizontal rope movement. Like this. Don't pick up that barrel. You will get I mean, you can pick it up for safety, but I would not do it. There's a faster way to get Kitty back later. I would not cut these jumps on the ropes with these red TNT barrels too close, because their hitbox sometimes can be pretty surprisingly big. So better jump like a few frames earlier than later. Otherwise they will hit you and then you're dead, because you're Dixie only. Look down here. So it's faster to grab Kitty here, because you need to jump anyway, and you don't need to pick up that barrel. Otherwise, you see, rope movement is way faster. Flutter over here. This is also just learning patterns. And some of these jumps are not possible with Kitty. Like, you see there's an enemy coming up to you. You can't dodge him. If you're a Kitty, you can flutter, you're dead. So you want to have Dixie for that stage. This stage is the first stage that can cause you to go crazy, I would say. Tracker barrel track. This route is kind of new. You want to start with Dixie. If you roll through these guys, jump off this ledge, take the flutter here, roll through these guys. I said earlier that rolling through enemies with Dixie is slower. That is true, but you saw the exception when there's it's possible to jump, land in front of an enemy, roll instantly through him, you gain speed. You also gain speed if there are more than one enemy, so 2+ enemies, or sometimes if there's a slope behind the enemy, or you are on a slope, or you are coming like out of the air, you also gain speed. You will see that pretty soon. So right here you see this pre-roll. You see there's a barrel right here leading onto the stage, but we want to play the stage fast. You see these black lines right here, right? This one and this one, or maybe this one. So this is like straight line right here. It's not straight, but it's a line. Just picture this is a line. I say it's a line, so it is a line. Line up with that one. That's a good one. And press R. Remember what we did in Low G Labyrinth. The exact same thing is going to happen here, but we extend that further and further to climb this wall higher and higher to reach the goal, which is way faster than playing this stage normally. If you wonder, hey, there was a waterfall stage earlier, why didn't you do that too? Simply because the waterfall stage 2 stages ago had rocket barrels which moved up way faster, so it's not worth it. So right here, we want to climb this wall with a team jumping mechanic. We throw up, we throw Kitty against the wall, we jump onto Kitty or get clipped onto Kitty, and that's why I line up with this thing here, because it gives me a proper distance to the wall. If you do that while being too close to the wall, this happens. Dixie will not hit Kitty and he will roll and stay there. If you're too far away, Dixie will fall and miss him too. So you need to be in a very specific spot here. It's not too specific or too precise, but just have a proper distance to the wall that you throw onto. And this line actually works pretty nice. Also, these black lines that I just showed you earlier are a nice like point of reference. So, and then you just do this. Watch my inputs. It's like I just jump, turn around again, because Dixie is rolling to the left there, of course, and we want to stay at the wall, so you always have to turn right again. This might be pretty confusing at the beginning. This might take some time to get used to, but believe me, once you have this technique down, it's like it's a piece of cake. It's looking pretty hilarious, but it's so broken. So you see this this black thing right here, right? This is right below the green platform coming up. Thing is, if I would jump into the platform, something like this happens. The camera will scroll pretty fast, and that will break the state of being able to team throw. My team throw will not work. I will show that to you. Let me make a save state here because I don't want to do this climb again. So if I jump at a wrong spot right here, demonstration effect. Come on. See that? That can sometimes happen. That happens more often than you'd like. So, if you line up with this last black spot, so that is Dixie's last jumping position, you will be able to make a high jump onto that, onto the ground without having the camera scroll. So something like this. You skip it, and then you just go on. You have this. You have still the line right there, like these black lines on the ground that I tried to line up with. Right there's one, and there is one, and then you do this jump here, team up, jump into the barrel, and you're done. So this is this stage. You don't see much of it, but this is definitely something you should practice because there is still one more stage coming up that you need that in, and some more applications where that will be important. Fish Food Frenzy is another stage which with water physics. Oh, wait a second, let me try to explain rocket launch again, or like, Kong launch. Same thing here, I can buffer an A input like this. You saw that? The speed that I just gained was immensely high. So that's what happened at the end of the last water stage. In this case, it's of no use because I don't want to go up, I want to go right. There is out of bounds tricks in this stage, but they are very inconsistent, and as for now, we are not really sure about if we want to allow them in a run or not. I wouldn't go for them though. So you saw, you see this fish. He follows us and he always stays behind us. So he basically copies our movement more or less than more. Anyway, you want to swim in a way that he eats fish. He has 4 different colors. He is like this bright shiny blue right now. And he eats everything. He even eats enemies right there. Every time he eats a lurchin, he turns 1 level more reddish. Every time he eats a fish, he turns straight blue again. You never want him to turn dark red. If he does that, he eats a Kong. So just make sure to eat enough fish. So right here you can swim above that fish. Also, this is one of the stages where it's very important to know how to move underwater precisely, with like pressing down and something like that, because it gives you way more control over the fish. Right here, hug the left wall or move to the left wall, because then he will eat that fish, he will eat that fish, and you're good to go. Just swim here, not too big of a deal. And right here, we have another application of Kong launch. And you see, this is way faster than like doing the swim. So if I spawn here, I need to swim up and jump out of it. But if I instantly am out of the water, it's a bit faster. So this boss will ruin your day. This boss is Squirt. I don't know who came up with that name, but I'm pretty sure that person needs a doctor. So This boss is difficult. This boss is difficult, believe me. You have to play this boss as Ellie the elephant. If you press down and R, you suck in water from the waterfall that you need to spit. If you press R without a direction, or without down, you spit the water out of Ellie's trunk. And need to hit the eyes as soon as they get off of the waterfall. So, you need at least 4 per phase. Better fill up all of them, it's safer. So, the timing for this boss is kind of tight, especially for the last hits, because you need to dodge all of his water attacks, and you still need time to suck up water for yourself to hit the boss with. But dodging his water is actually pretty hard at the end of the stages, or of the like phases. So what I would recommend you is to just jump against the water. Let's just try to play this boss like normal. So you just dodge this, but you already see this is slow. You arrive late, you need to suck in water. Oh my god. So you missed one shot. You didn't even finish one phase. So this is nothing I would recommend you to do. What you should do is learn how to bounce against his water. It's a very tedious technique of pressing B and right against and jumping against the water to not being pushed off of the edge, and to not like jump through it and fall down in the middle. Just watch my inputs and you will see what I do. Like, I'm more mashing the directional buttons than just holding them down because it gives me more control. Especially this phase is kind of annoying to do. I'm out of water. That was bad. First shot was too early. If you die to this boss, don't feel bad. This boss is... I would say this boss sucks, but it doesn't really fit. This boss squirts and sucks at the same time. So just practice him. If you have a hard time doing him, I'm pretty sure this might be your first big time saver. This boss is really not easy. After this, drive back and hit Funky's house. The hitbox, as you saw again, just extends to the wooden planks on the overworld, so you don't need to drive into his house exactly. Just drive onto the ledges or like the planks and press A. And then we get our third boat, which is the turbo ski. And now we have 3 options. We have 3 worlds to play. Well, technically we have 4, but 3 of them are open right now. We have free choice which one to play first, but it's actually faster to play Pacifica first. If you are now like, Pacifica, what is that about? I've never heard of Pacifica before. Pacifica is the additional world in this game. This has not been on the SNES version, and this world is kind of difficult to do. So the other 2 worlds are where we actually want to be for the last world, so we play this one and then go over to the last part of the game. The first stage in here is dingy, whatever, drain pipe. It's a water level. Right here you see it again. I roll through the enemies, and especially here you gain so much speed. Even there, you can take a flutter here. And this is one more of the stages that you just need to learn the patterns, and also need to learn how to use your eyes. Because especially this one, if you don't know the enemy patterns, enemies sometimes can blend into the background. Because the colors are almost the same. It's such a green yellowish thingy. Like if they're not opened, I'm pretty sure you can miss them. But yeah, just learn where the lurchins are and all that stuff. So you know the first one is left, second one is right, and then you just swim in between these patterns, these packs of lurchins. And this is a spot that you can see that I'm doing the very low swims, because they give me good control over my swimming. hug this wall, and right here, you see the water is going down. If you... there is fish patterns. If you just jump here, mash A, you make it over the fish. Jump over this. Take the roll here again, because you gain huge speed again. Swim to the left here. Pick up the fish. So, and this is very important now. If you charge, you want to charge here. Thing is, if you charge into an animal stopping sign, the Kongs will keep the momentum that you had before until it fades out. They won't keep it for like forever, but they will still being launched forward. And if I do that, this happens. Taking a hit there, because they're fish and I get launched right into them. And of course that's bad. So we just launch, as soon as Ongard is out of the screen, stop it, swim down. This is a very good point of reference. Like, you saw as soon as Ongard leaves the screen, because he goes faster than the camera, stop the charge by just pressing right. Then you let this guy go up, go in between there. This is a kind of close thing. Stay up, flubber over these things. If you're Kitty, just wait until they went away, because you can't make the jump. They move too fast. Wait for that bee. Jump down here, and you're done. So, this stage is laggy as crap if you have two Kongs. I think even with one Kong it's laggy. So, take the roll here. Jump on there. You saw I rolled off of that like the roof onto the enemy, and that gave me a small speed boost. I would recommend taking your time. You saw me stunning the first TNT barrel guy. It is actually better if you do that, because if he follows you, you could just jump over him. But if he follows you, so for example like this, I could just jump over him. If you don't do that, he will follow you all the way, and he will make the game lag because it's still one more sprite on the screen. So just stun him, take the moment, jump here. Did not work. Anyway. So, this is the first point to remember. You saw me breaking midway. You don't need to break midway, but hey, why not? So, and this is the point to remember where the fish is, because right after this you want to go down here, open the fish box, swim up here, charge up, charge again, and this is so much faster than playing the stage like normal. And yeah, now it's just running through the end. Be careful to... You see the game lags because there's so many screens right here. So many sprites on the screen right here. But yeah, the most important thing in this stage is basically to remember to take the fish, because it's actually way faster. It might look like the distance you cover is not that big, but the enemy patterns up there sometimes make you wait. So that's definitely an easy way to pass a good distance very quickly without any fears of taking damage. Sunken Spruce. This is the introduction of another water stage with enemies blending into the background. You have two ways to play this stage. The first thing, you can just play the stage like normal, which requires, of course, learning all the enemy patterns, and sometimes they can be odd. There's also RNG in enemy patterns, sometimes, in this stage. You see I have to wait here. I learned that wrong. Okay, so this is dangerous. Swim down here. Like this. Oh, that was not good. Okay. So, you can just swim down here, doesn't matter. So, now here you can swim through that. That does work, but it's kind of close, so you just better wait. Swim through this. You saw this stage is kind of... Yeah, it's not easy, I would say. But you can make use of the time stop glitch. What is the time stop glitch? Let me explain that like this. When I switch or team up, I need to show you that where actually an enemy is. You see that guy breathes, right? He just wiggles around. He's breathing. I assume so. So if you switch, he stops. If I team up, he stops. Even that Lurchin down below me stops while I'm switching or teaming up. You see that? So what I want to do right now is I want to keep that state of the game being frozen. And that is what time stop does. All you need for time stop is a ledge to drop off of, water to drop into off of that ledge, and both Kongs. So right here we have a ledge. This counts as a ledge. And we have water right behind it. What I want to do now is a frame perfect trick called time stop. I want to walk off of this edge, and at the frame I'm dropping off, I want to team up. And that causes the team animation to start, but because I'm already falling, it will never be finished because I can't team up in the water. So what will happen then is this. This might take a moment because it's still a frame perfect trick. There we go. You see, the game is frozen. Nothing moves now. Nothing has a hitbox over water. Like I can do whatever I want. This guy is no longer existent and all that stuff. So the important thing though is that the enemies and everything underwater keeps the hitbox. That means you still have to dodge enemies, but they no longer move. So you just go into the water, take the swim here. So it's way easier to learn their patterns. And these patterns are set because it's the spawn patterns. There's nothing happening right here. Just make sure to not swim into any enemy and you're good to go. As soon as you hit an enemy, the state goes away. As soon as you switch, the state goes away. And as soon as you team up, the state goes away. So just to show you, I take a hit and they move again. We're back to normal. I switch and they move again. We're back to normal. Also, I can't pause during that, but that doesn't really matter. But more to that later. So we just swim, make our way through the stage. You can hit this. You saw there was a star that I hit the barrel, like this hit indicator. But keep in mind, this barrel is not activated. If you die, which is kind of unlikely to happen if you don't screw up, it can still happen of course, but it shouldn't happen. This barrel is not activated. You will start back at the beginning. And I would not recommend to switch just to activate it. Good. We proceed. And you see these patterns are pretty good because we can just take our swim here. You see there's like these patterns of these fish right here. Why is it lagging so badly? Wow. What is that? Usually it's not lagging that much. I don't know why that is. Okay, we're back. Anyway, you see these patterns, sometimes they are usually RNG. Sometimes you just have to wait here and you can't make it through there without taking a hit. So in this case, you can just swim right through there. And if you time stop this, every pattern of enemies is the same except of the first Lurchin that you needed to cross. Otherwise, this is completely scripted because these are the spawn positions of enemies. And they will always be the same. And why is it lagging so hard? Dude, what is this? Usually this stage doesn't lag that badly. I don't know why that is. Maybe because I hit the midway barrel? That can be. Keep in mind that these enemies still have hitboxes. Wow. You can run straight through this B, doesn't matter. So, if I switch now, you will see, wait a second, this has no hitbox, I can't hit this. That's correct, but if you just switch, you can do it. Also, all bananas that you collected on the way will be granted at that moment. So, Cliffside Blast. This stage will be one of your nightmares because it is actually pretty difficult. We have a lot of these free turning barrels. Just learn where to shoot. I would recommend you to take this stage safely, because it's very easy to die here. Climb up here. If you press right there, you can skip that one barrel. Here I would recommend you to shoot right. If you have both Kongs and do the team throw here, skips going left around it. So, right here, after this barrel after midway, turn to the left and climb up B. Do not jump into the barrel. Just climb up. And then for one right. There are two coming up right and one coming up, like, after that on the left side. Let's do that again. You can of course do that, but yeah, you can go for fast shots. Not always though. If you do that always, it won't work. Sometimes you will hit enemies, especially those green bees there are like very likely to take damage from. And if you hit that shot too late, you will also hit like below the wooden plank there, and you can't shoot through it because it has collision detection from down below. So, and once again. Left, left, right. That's okay. That can happen. Just take this a bit safer then. And you're good to go. This stage is just learning enemy patterns and not going crazy over if you die. This stage, though, is about learning wind patterns. We have an underwater stage with wind. You see these blue particles, I don't know if that's like leaves or something, floating through the water, and they indicate the wind. The wind blows and it pushes you into a specific direction. So your controlling goes away pretty much. What you want to do here is like learn patterns of where the wind changes, because that is scripted. That was bad. Take your time in this stage, don't get too greedy. Better play the stage carefully and safely. It's better than dying. And learn the way, because sometimes there are more than one way to go for. Make your way through this. So this is a pretty weird section, where it's like dependent on a very specific order of button presses. Like look how I swim. I hope I will make it. Let's see. That was too high. Usually I want to try to keep the height for the first patterns of this red thing here. You see that? This red, I don't know, coral, whatever that is. This bush. Lining up with that, and then just press A and down, and B of course, very slightly. One, and then you make it through that pretty much consistently. If you hit midway, it's okay. If not, it's not that big of a deal. You sink down here, you see this DK barrel. This DK barrel is your point of reference. If you line up with that and then sink down, you will not take a hit from these things. So otherwise you don't see that much. So otherwise you'll be like, oh my god, when to go through that? That's slow. So line up with that DK barrel and you're good to go. And this is the first section of the wind changing very quickly to the left and to the right. So this is something you should just learn, when to move into what direction. Also, you want to make sure to not take a hit here. If possible, keep your Kongs. Because right here we have something like a small exploit coming up. I will switch constantly here. If I switch, then the wind will keep blowing. Like the time the wind will blow is set, like a couple of seconds. but if I switch during that, I will keep my position. The wind will not blow me back, but as soon as I'm out of that switching animation, the wind pattern is off and I can continue swimming, which saves like the half of the wind cycles, almost, depending on how you perform. So we swim up here again. Oh my god, that was so close. Can't believe I didn't take a hit there. So, and you're good to go. And then, once again, Rocket Kong, jump out of the water, done. We have one more stage in here, and that's again an auto-scroller, at least half an auto-scroller. It starts exactly like this. You can skip this. It's actually not even hard. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this. No. Come on. No, that was too low. There we go. So this is very easy, but this is very slow. You can play this stage like this. It's way easier, but it's way slower. So what we just do, we want to take this slat. It's only for the first half though. Second half of the stage we skip entirely. So make sure that you learn the enemy patterns right here. Also, short hops are very important in this stage. And this stage can be a bit mean, because sometimes stuff on the ground is not like in the camera, because you jump too high and the camera does not like follow you as it's supposed to. Like here, for example, it's kind of difficult to tell what's coming down below you. As soon as you hit this point though, this stage is basically done. As soon as you get shot of that barrel, pick up this barrel, jump on it, and you're done. So you can just lean back and enjoy the ride. If you do it this way, nothing will hurt you. And of course this is way faster than running. Done. Roll through these guys, roll through that guy, and you're good. So, even though this is an extra world, this boss might be familiar to you. This is Bar Boss. We have Kitty in the lead, meaning we want to have Dixie for the next stage. So we can damage boost, and we can do that in several ways. At first we just want to hit these though. When they're open, shoot them against Bar Boss, hit him. I usually just line up between the purple and the yellow thing here and wait until the shell is in the screen, then I do this. This is a safe way to do it. So, now we use our damage boost. It's just a small time saver, but it's convenient to take a... So, as soon as he's moving upwards, take damage, stay there, and you will hit him. And then move out of that instantly, otherwise you will die. So that was 2 hits. And we're done. Let me show you that again. So, trigger him, move up, stay there, you will get clipped into him, move out, quickly, attack, charge up, pick up the coin, got it. So, that was Pacifica. Pacifica done. The next thing is the normal game as you know it from SNES, if you do. And now we have Dixie in the lead, which is convenient for the next stage. This waterfall, though, is your worst nightmare number 2. If you press B while riding the water ski, it moves faster, and you need to do that to climb waterfalls. You saw it, I just barely... there's just not enough space here to gather momentum. It's just... Sometimes it's just weird, you can't make it up there. So if that happens to you, don't feel bad. Happens to me as well. So, this stage. There's a lot of rope movement here. And that's what Dixie is preordained for. Don't jump too early there, otherwise you will hit that guy. You get your Kong back right here. Also, learning like where to go, the direction you need to climb and all that stuff is also very important in this stage. You saw the jumping off of horizontal ropes is pretty fast. Didn't mean to do that though. Let me try that again. You can climb up there, but it's kind of difficult to do. I would recommend taking this the slow way. Let me show you that again. So make save state here. So you can, pretty sure you can do that. That was. I'm pretty sure you can do it. I mean, I just did it, but I just usually do it this way. It's not that much slower. Jump over this guy. Go up here. So now we have 2 times. We start from the right side, or we start right here, and we want to go to the left. So like this. You saw that? So when we have 3 enemies coming from there. The first one right above us coming from the right, and then we have 2 coming up, so we need to move a little bit more to the right and then to the left again. Jump up here, do it this way. Works the exact same way going down than going up. It's exactly the same. Here you can just go up because the enemies start to the left there. They won't make it to you. Same goes for this one. Roll through these ropes and hit the goal. Another auto-scroller coming up. Be careful to not shoot to the bottom right there, because then it will go into the bonus. This slat is worst nightmare number 3, because you see these small hops. Sometimes they can eat your inputs. If you jump like this onto a house corner, you will take damage. And these hitboxes of the house corners are actually pretty hilarious. So make sure to be very careful with your jumping. If you don't need to jump, don't do it. It's the best thing I can give you as advice for this one. And once again, the longer you press A, the higher the slat will jump. If you take a long jump from the 3rd ledge, and then immediately jump again, you will like jump off of the 3rd enemy even though he's just coming up. He just moves underneath you, so to speak. Awesome. I never saw that before. Wow. Very good. That never happened to me before. That will be a highlight. This is how you not do it, but that was actually an instance of like eating inputs. I jumped, but it didn't work. I'm pretty sure I jumped though. Maybe I did not, but I'm pretty sure I did. So make sure to not have that happen to you, because dying that late is not a good thing. That still looked pretty hilarious. But yeah, this is... I would say auto-scroller stages are something you should just play over and over again. This is, for example, one of the hits that I would say fuck you to, simply because I was aware of... Okay, because this is like hilarious hitboxes. My speed is very bad now. Let me make a save state now and hope that doesn't happen again. Okay, this time it worked. Also, if you have only one Kong, do not jump into that booty bird. That happened to me as well. Not a nice way to die. This stage, though, has another nice climb for us. BDB. On SNES, we have a very nice BDB skip for this stage. In this version, it does not work because the barrels stop spawning and prevent us from climbing them. What we do right here is we switch to Dixie. Usually I line up with this, you maybe see that, like this black spot right here. This is usually what I line up with. And then I just start the climb. Also make sure to not jump into the ground. Line up with like the bottom of the ground tile right there and then jump through it. Climb higher and higher. This is also why you should learn it, because it saves so much time. So, team down. Into this. And of course you should press right there. Just run. Wait for the barrel to sink down. These barrels have interesting hitboxes. You can like clip into them, so just get a feeling for when you can actually do that and when not. Switch here, team up there, and finish it with Kitty. It's faster than to wait for the barrel to drop down, and also it's faster because it gives us convenient Kong order. The next stage, Crack Shot Croc, is pretty difficult too. It introduces Squitter, and we have to play this as Squitter. You have one button to create the web with. Jump over these guys, because if you should press B all the time through to like move as fast as possible, because B is still running. So every time you press B to shoot a web, you're basically losing like 1 or 2 or like a little bit more frames, because Squitter stops running for a moment, right? So if you can jump over an enemy, jump over him. That was not good. Let me do that again. I was completely not paying attention. This was not the correct strat. Sorry. So, do it again. We jump over this guy. You can also shoot platforms like down below. If you watch my inputs, sometimes I shoot webs like downwards. That is simply... That was stupid. I'll do that again. I need both Kongs. You can, it's a fast way to travel across like this. Because the webs will be like slightly underneath you and you can land on them a bit easier. Come on. Also, a very noteworthy thing. If you shoot a web platform onto like a wall, it will automatically be created. You don't need to repress the button again. So it's a very fast way to climb walls. Make sure to start the climb early here. So for example like this, web, 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 done. Sometimes, do not be too fast here, because sometimes your inputs get eaten. Take damage here, jump into the barrel, down below here. I was too late. I should have made a save state anyway. It's a good point to show the stage again, because this is actually a very difficult stage in my opinion, especially when to play it fast. I hope you like that guy's laughter, because it's good. This might be one of the stages that you can save the most time to as well. Time in as well. So, take damage, jump here, jump again, make a platform and jump out of it. Jump over that B, kill the second one. Make a save state here, just in case. Shoot a web platform, Be careful to not take damage here. I mean, you could take damage, but you can avoid it. I would not go for too many damage boosts in this stage, because it's still a difficult stage. Things can happen. Sometimes platforms don't get created. When you need them to be there, they won't be there, and causing you to die. Jump down. If you jump down and hold A, the Kongs will like jump high enough out of the barrel to reach the ledge here and not like fall down and be pushed into this one, into this corner. If you hold A, you will jump automatically onto this ledge and you can proceed. So, Lamgrin Lunch. Again, a stage that we want to play with Dixie, simply because hovering is very convenient here. These Lamgrins have weird hitboxes, be careful with them. And once more, learning the patterns here, where the Lamgrins will spawn, is very important and will save very good amounts of time, simply because you know how to move through the stage. Optimally, you don't want to lose Dixie until right at the end, or at least leave this with Kitty. Roll through that guy, gives you a small boost when you're on the slope. So, and right here you want a damage boost. So you have, it's actually pretty hard to get through that without Dixie, without damage boosting, simply because of these hitboxes and they spawn so fast. So it's just faster. Take a D boost there, get rid of Dixie, and finish this with Kitty. Which also is very convenient because we want to have Kitty for this one. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but if you can do it this way, just why not? Hit Bleak on his scarf thingy right there. So right now, I try to line up with, like, you see this snowball right here, yeah? And the shadow of the snowball right there. So I want to line up Kitty's shoulder with the edge of this shadow. If I do that, he will not be able to hit me. You can just stand here and wait for him, and also get a very nice position for the throw. He will not hit you. When he shoots these balls though, that is. You need to move later. That works. Do a throw. So... And right here, we have this pattern again. Line up with it, he won't hit you. It's not too precise, but you will get a feeling for this, I'm pretty sure. Once he starts this phase of shooting multiple snowballs, just simply take a hit. First one, it's easier. Second one, you can just skip all of his shots with your iframes. Like you can't be damaged now. And you can line up and throw the ball instantly and you're done. And that's Bleak. Good, we have 2 more worlds coming up. This stage is another animal stage. It's called Parachute Panic. We have only Dixie here optimally, so pick up that barrel, don't throw it, pick it up and jump into the barrel. Gives us both Kongs and starts the barrel animation immediately. So... I don't know if it actually is true, but for me it feels like when I'm pressing A to fly up, even though I'm not flying up because I'm pressing down or something, for example like this, I'm moving a bit faster. I don't know if that is actually true, but it seems like it. So, damage boost here. Except for the first one, we don't need a single barrel in this stage. We damage boost with the first one. Right here we just clip into the ceiling, wait here, take midway just in case. This is the safe way, just fly around here. So right here, you after this coin guy, you need to make a short stop right here, because there's a guy coming up, and we need our hit. That's important. Right here again, we clip into the ceiling, skipping of course this guy, waiting for that B, and then fly around this. Just hug the wall and you can't get hurt. Don't fly too fast, otherwise you will hit that one, and we need our damage boost. Right there. Take the barrel again. No, that was too slow, it doesn't matter. You can fly underneath that guy, but I just took it a bit safer here. D-boost again right here. And then clip into the ceiling again, skipping all these guys. Re-grab your Kong. And once more, clip into the wall there. And make sure to damage boost. To switch, sorry. Because Dixie makes the next stage way easier. That stage also is just learning patterns, learning where to clip, where to deboost. Talk to this guy, take his chairlift to the second part of this world. Let me have a short drink because my sore is getting, my throat is getting sore. So, coming up is an auto-scroller. Confused clips. There is literally nothing you can do to speed this up. At least for now. The best you can do is not take damage. Learn patterns. This is the only thing you can do right here. Just do not die, because dying costs so much time in auto-scrollers. Just play the stage a couple of times so you know how to move. Learn where the bees fly. Make sure that doesn't happen, because you didn't pay attention. You see that if you have Kitty, it's kind of tight there. Because Kitty's hitbox is actually bigger than Dixie's. That's why I want to be Dixie here, because it's easier if your hitbox is smaller. Don't let this bee fool you. It flies more into the wall than in the air. So this can trick you. As soon as you have the stage down, it will be kind of boring. It will be, though, a very brief moment to take deep breaths and clear your mind from the stages you played before, because this is not very difficult. But do not lose focus, of course. This stage, though, is again a difficult one. Need to play as the fish. If you played the stage on SNES before, the DKC3 SNES fish is incredibly good. In this case, he's incredibly terrible. His hitbox is weird. Sometimes he just takes damage for no apparent reason. Important thing here, hug the left wall. You need to go right, but if you go right, something like this happens. Okay, that worked. If you... wait a second. If you move in the middle, that... let me just stop this again. Didn't see that guy. Not like I played this game before, right? So... you're coming from here. You're good. If you come from here, that guy will swim into you and hit you. So that can happen easily. What you want to do, though, swim left, and you will hit him. But apparently swimming right also works, right? No. Okay, so I scrolled him in badly earlier, that's why I made it. So swim left, and you will kill him on your way to the right. Careful right here, do not take damage. Right here, just hug the wall. Do not do anything. Just even if he attacks, it's not that big of a deal. That was bad. Should have done that earlier. Like, turn around early enough. This stage is still like a mystery to me. It's like just learning. That's bad. So, left. Right here, just maneuver through this maze. Right here, you just take these alcoves. Wait for these guys. You can attack them. I would recommend you to not do it because their hitboxes are weird and they will wreck you when they can. So just take the second, it's way safer. Mash B here to kill all these fish. If you take damage, it's not that big of a deal. Here, clip into the wall. And you can skip these. Do not let this fish troll you. He's the same as the one earlier. He will just charge in your back and kill you. You want to go to the left though. Hug this wall and get through here. You can do the same thing on the right side, but it doesn't work always. This one is consistent, so take the left way. Also, it's convenient because you want to hug the left wall right here. And you can just skip 1, 2, 3 fish patterns and then go to the right. And then take damage. It works without taking damage. Sometimes these guys are weird. Don't start mashing B too early. So this makes this a bit scary. Okay. Right here, you see the stop sign. We don't want to swim just right into the stop sign. Remember what I said earlier about the Kongs keeping On Guard's momentum when you charge with On Guard into a stop sign. If you do this, the Kongs will get launched into the goal like this. This is way faster than if you just do it this way. So just stop here and charge. Rocket Kong again, and done. So, the next stage is a stage that you should be very careful on when it comes to bomb explosions. You can play this without the parrot. I think with parrot is faster. I haven't timed it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Do not fly too low. You don't want to hit those explosions. These explosions are dangerous. On SNES, only the explosion itself can hurt you. On GBA, the explosion is active until the last pixel of the explosion's frame or sprite wears off. So do not jump into an explosion because you think, oh, the explosion already happened, it's just a smoke bomb you saw there. No, the explosion will hurt you as long as 1 pixel is still active. So move up here. So right here we have a kind of this charge is weird. Hug the ground, move up slightly, and charge. And then it doesn't work. I mean this is still faster, but there is a height that works that you can charge right through these guys. Can't be too high though, otherwise you hit the. It's weird. I got that once and never again. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just more like... This does not work because you get stuck there. So... Let's see. No. Maybe later? Let's see. Yeah, okay, if you do that late, that works. Good. And then charge here again. I'm finally learning this strat too, so this tutorial is for me. Swim up here. It's faster to dismount On Guard down below and take the swim up because the Kong's like vertical movement underwater is faster. Skip the stupid elephant, jump over that one. No one needs the elephant. Be careful here, just flutter. Jump into this. Be careful right here. I would recommend just taking the spider and deboosting here off of the spider. That was cool, but it... Make sure to not finish the stage with one Kong, or like to keep both Kongs for the ending. Do not deboost here. Unless you have the spider, of course, but do not deboost when you have the spider not with you. And that is because it's a time saver, or it's a time loss, because you need both Kongs for the beginning of the next stage. So you just finish it and move to the next stage. So, and why we need both Kongs for this is right here. You see we have a wall here, right? And walls, vertical walls are our best friends. What we want to do here is we want to line up with like the edge of this platform. It's not too precise. Team up and start another team jumping climb. Make sure to not get too close to the wall. The wall's collision, you see that maybe? Where the wall actually collides is more like this darker purplish patch here in between the black ones, or the darker ones. It's not this line that you see. It is actually like a bit more inside the wall. So don't let the wall trick you, like it tricked me in several runs. So, jump up there. Try to jump onto this rope. This can be a bit tricky if you jump too early, because you don't want to take damage from this bee. You're Dixie, you want to keep Dixie. So if you are not confident with that, just take the jump and miss that rope. Just take this rope, it doesn't really matter. As long as you make it to the rope. You can also just get here and take this a bit easier. It's a bit slower, but it's easier. So, and that's until midway. We skipped like half of the stage, almost. Climb up here. You can be fast with climbing. Those bees are out of the screen and out of the load. So as soon as you don't see them anymore, they're gone. That was slow. You can make it with jumps. The timing is kind of weird though. I would recommend you to just wait there. So we do the climb again. I should really make save states a bit more often. Let's make a save state here. Whoa. Okay, that works. Can't flutter for too long, because fluttering is of course slower and that sets up the patterns badly. And there we go. So, and then we have the boss. And this boss is a boss that you do not want to fight with Kitty, but with Dixie. This boss is almost complete RNG. This boss can drive you crazy, and I don't even know what that is. If you know what that is, please let me know. I haven't found it on Wikipedia. Just contact me to explain to me what exactly this is. We call it the green chemical experiment. He will reach out with his 3 arms. You can see them right there, and right there. These 3 arms will reach out, at first randomly, and then they will reach out for you, depending on the platform you stand on. So if I'm standing here, this arm will reach out. If I'm standing there, this arm will reach out. And of course, there's a platform to the right for this arm. So, the good thing is though, with Dixie, we can flutter and avoid those grabs. So for example, right here, with Kitty, I need a very weird jump to dodge it. And what we want to do now is just go to the bombs, have the arm reach out for the bomb, and like get to safety before it explodes, because the explosion of course damages us too. If you happen to lose Dixie, do not be afraid, because you can still do this with Kitty, for example like this. let's say this arm reaches out, you can just roll into the water. There's a barrel right there. It's still weird with Kitty, so just make sure to not take a hit. Keep Dixie and you're good to go. Also make sure when he goes down and pops back up to not stand right here, because that will hurt you. He will hit you there. In the last phase, there will be 2 arms, and this is the main reason why I don't want to be Kitty, because right here you don't have any space to jump on. Like, now I would have had some, but this is complete RNG. The bombs will drop down and explode very quickly. You just dodge his attacks and hope for the bomb drops to be at convenient spots and hit him like this. But this is basically, this can take forever. This RNG is really bad now. Okay. And then the coin spawns right there. This boss is terrible. Just, he can waste as much time as he'd like. But after that, he opened us the way to last world, which would normally be world 7, but since we have one more world in the GBA version, this is now world 8. And we start with Conveyor Rope Clash. The gimmick in this stage are the conveyor ropes, who would have guessed it? They carry us. So whenever you can, move on the conveyor ropes. I would recommend you to not have the game push you into like the ending of these conveyor ropes. I once had it happen that the game soft locked them. Like it just froze. I don't know why that was, but since that time I mostly avoid the ending of conveyor ropes because I'm kind of paranoid about them. I don't want to soft lock my game at this point in a run. Drop down here. You can also jump above the bee, but there's a bonus in the tree up there, and we don't want to enter that. It's enough if I enter bonuses, don't do that. You saw something that I just did. I dropped down off the conveyor rope right here, and then I started to flutter. On SNES that doesn't work. It only works when you jump. So for example, like this. But we can also do that if we just drop down. We can also start a flutter. So it's an easier way than jumping. It's a bit safer. Make your way through these bees. Their patterns can sometimes vary a bit depending on how your movement was. As soon as they get loaded, so be careful. Just take it a bit safer if you're not too confident. It's still faster than dying. And dying in this stage is costly, I can tell. This stage is another big RNG factor because of these barrels. I don't mean the green one that's going crazy right there. I mean this one. You could take the barrel with you. I needed to jump above that bee. You don't need to wait for that cycle then of the ghost barrel. These ghost barrels point in different directions. And this can take forever. You want to, of course, know the directions that you need to go to. So, yeah, not too big of a deal though. I noticed something, I don't know if that's actually true. If you press the left here when you get shot out of this barrel, you will skip this barrel shot, so just land on the edge. And here the same with the right direction. I noticed that in runs when I had bad RNG in the boss that we just did in World 7, I also had bad RNG in this stage. And when I had good RNG in the boss, I had good RNG in this stage too. So I don't know if it's actually true, but that is something that I noticed recently. So take this barrel with you, not to kill that guy, just take it with you. You can kill this bee then. You need an up shot right there. Don't let them bonk you away. Also, learning the timings for these barrels that are pointing towards the bees is important, because if you jump too early because you think, okay, it's disappearing soon, let's jump, you might have a problem. So you can take this barrel, don't let it shoot you all the way though, because then you will land in that guy and be pushed back. So let it shoot you and press B and left slightly before it, so you make the distance but not all of it. This barrel though, do not, under no circumstances, press A. If you do it, something like this happens. Was it B? Was it B and up? Dude. Okay. That's weird. That wasn't working with DKC3 either. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that there was someone else besides me said if you shoot out of the barrel, you take damage, because if you press A, you shoot higher and you land into the B. That was actually true. I don't know why it happened, or why it works right now. Anyway, just don't press anything. Flutter into this B, and then just go through the Bs right here with Kitty with iframes. That works. Let me show you that again. Just shut out the barrel, flutter into the B, jump into that, and you're done. So, we're coming up to everyone's favorite stage, which is Lightning Lookout, LLO. In this NES version, this stage might be Worst Nightmare number 3 or 4. I don't know what Worst Nightmare we are on right now. But in this version, we can actually skip the lightning. We play the stage, but we play the stage very easily. So we start here by simply grabbing Dixie. That's very important to grab Dixie. So, and right here, you see this ledge. Down below is water. And that is perfectly convenient for another time stop glitch. Because the time stop glitch does not only stop enemy patterns, it stops basically the entire stage, every environmental gimmick that is in the run. For example, even timers in the second world, there's a stage that you run against a timer. We saw that earlier. In 103% you need that to beat to beat the record of the bear, so you can enter the bird cave. If you time stop, that timer also stops, so you can beat the stage easily. Or easier. You still need to clear it for the bonuses and stuff. In this stage though, if we time stop, the lightning will disappear and all of these hitboxes will be gone too, which is basically getting rid of every single threat in this entire stage. So we just time stop right here. This is still frame perfect. If you drop down here without getting it, it's not that big of a deal, because this barrel works and this ledge also works. And of course, the faster you can do it, the more time you save. There we go. And now we can just roll through this stage. And there's such a long distance that this is actually faster to do with Kitty. Also, we just have Kitty in the lead. You need to jump through this water. You can water bounce, but sometimes the distance won't be convenient. And also the barrels won't be solid because they don't have a hitbox either. Because they count as on the water, not in the water. So you see, this stage gets like completely out of danger. And done. This stage, Coin Dozer Clamber. Convenient that we just switched to Dixie, because Kitty for the stage is a nightmare too. Make sure to not underestimate these guys. These guys' hitboxes are weird, and if they can, they will bonk you down. Sometimes even they even move, like their movement is a little bit different than compared to SNES. So this one, for example, he still moves slightly. So you think, okay, I can land on him, but if you get close to him, he starts moving. Hold A here, and you will jump on the barrel and hit that one. If you do not hold A, your jump won't be high enough. This jump you need to get this guy for on SNES. On this version, you can just take the normal jump right there. You just hold A all the time, and your jump will be higher. Here, for example, he just moves slightly as you get close to him. Don't jump too high there, there's a bonus. And as I said earlier, it's enough if I enter bonuses. You don't have to do that. These corners are sometimes a bit weird. Good. So, the like biggest threat in this stage is, of course, not being bonked off. Better take a safe landing than risking it, because these guys are relentless. Poisonous Pipeline. If you never played this game or the SNES version before, you might think now, hey, this is just a normal water stage. What is this? Watch my inputs. If I press left, I'm swimming right. If I press right, I'm swimming left. And I'm very glad that I can finally show off that I did not remap my inputs for this. I'm playing this the intended way. If you press left, swim right. Of course, you can remap your inputs if you like, but that's slow and I don't think it's necessary. You could go for a time stop glitch in this stage, but I mean, right here we have the platform. You could time stop here. There we go. But it's at first it's not necessary because we need we get the fish soon, and it's slower to do it this way, I would say, because the fish is actually way faster. So no time stop for us. We play this like normal, but without taking damage. That was because of the time stop. The patterns were weird. I wasted too much time with enemies being scrolled in the screen. Once more, just learning how to optimize your water movement is the key to a fast stage like this. Especially like A plus down, as you can see it, what I'm doing right now, allows for very precise movement. And right here, we go to these fish, and we enter the on-guard barrel. Our physics are still reversed. I didn't do that. On-guard did that on his own, I swear. Right here, you want to move down. As soon as on-guard's sword leaves like this, you can charge. And that's what you want to do. You will kill that guy, go up, clip around him. This guy won't hurt you because he closes at the moment that you pass him. Like this. Kill that. If you get hit there, it's not that big of a deal, because you will get your Kong back right here. Charge up, go all the way, and swim down. You can skip these guys, and then charge. Stop. This is important now. On guard will soon charge right into a stop sign. I will then press up, hold up, and as soon as the Kongs leave or pass the alcove above me, mash A. I hope that was the correct explanation. Let's see. So, you see that? That was another application of the of Rocket Kong. We extend this momentum we get from the on-guard stopping sign charge into the stopping sign by an incredible amount. So, if I would do it just like this, I would have to do this very slowly. But if I just press up or hold up and mash A, nothing can hurt me right now. I clip just above these enemies when they're close, because their hitbox is smaller then. And that works with both Dixie and Kitty, of course. Make your way through here. make your way through here. You could deboost there, but it's actually not necessary. And finish. So, and we come to the last boss. Almost at the end of your first any percent run, maybe. We want to switch as soon as possible. So we have 2 text boxes and then we go. We wait for him to turn around. This, hit him, get close again, do this again, hit him again. So, even if this might look weird, but yeah, this is basically a fast way to deal with the first phase. Line up with that one, like, doesn't really matter, but now the K Rool fight begins. This fight is very difficult if you want to do it very fast. So, let me check something real quick. No, you want to be Kitty for the first phase. Grab this thing. As soon as his glove or his hand gets close to the barrel, you can jump over him. Pick up the barrel. That was too early. I got too greedy there. Or too low. You need to jump a bit because you need to hit his jetpack thingy. Grab this, and as soon as he gets active again, this works. This throw is kind of weird though. Okay, so, and right now, this is precise. Grab this. I said grab this. These grapples are terrible. Drop down immediately. Grab this. Throw. That was too late. So I was too slow there. And you hit him. That position is bad. He would... Yeah. But that's actually a fast way to deal the hit. And then you wait. You can switch. And now we wait for him to move to the next phase. So, he will press a button. As soon as he packs his remote away, you know that's the time to jump, because then the platforms will start moving. And this is also very tight and very fast-paced. Grab this thing, drop down, jump here, jump back, place the barrel, pick it up, throw it, flutter, because your input gets eaten, you take a hit. Let's do that again. Jump, place it, pick it up, flutter. So I don't know why that happens, but right now this thing activates 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Jump over him. You can also take the platform, but the flutter is easier. Wait, hit him. And we go for the last phase. Immediately jump, so you can take this barrel up immediately. No, that was too early. That doesn't work. Still too early. We can just take it a bit safer though. It does work, but you can also just wait a second, because you need to wait for him to get over here anyway. And now, very important, if you took a hit during the phase, do not get close to him as soon as he is off the screen. He can still kill you. So wait for him to be dropped off, collect your coin, and that is when your timing ends. The moment you grab the coin is when the timing ends. And congratulations, you have beaten your first DKC3 any percent run. With current strats. I hope this tutorial was useful for you. If you have any questions relating to any strats that I showed you, or whatever, feel free to put it in the comments down below. If possible, I will answer them and of course help out. Otherwise, just feel free to put everything in the comments that you have in mind about this. Yeah, and this is maybe not really a beginner's tutorial, but your guide how to learn to run this game. This is basically the strats that current runs rely on. But this might be, as I said, this might be at a later point be kind of outdated. But to just begin running, having strats explained and all that stuff, I think this is more than useful. Also, you will pretty much watch runs, I'm pretty sure about that, so that will also be a next point of reference if you want to start running this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope it could help you out. And I'm hoping to see your time on the leaderboard soon. So have a good day, guys. Thank you very much and bye bye.